Imagine an economy where growth is steady, but people still feel no progress, where costs are rising faster than opportunity, where stability exists, but transformation remains out of reach. That is not just a risk, it is a warning. And that is why we are here today. I'm delighted to welcome each of you to the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank campus and to our 10th annual Growth and Resilience Dialogue under the theme, The Big Push, Resilient Leadership in a Dynamic World. This is your central bank, and we work for you. Now, how many of you are here for the very first time on our campus and at this conference? Let's welcome those who are, whoa, look at that. Welcome, special welcome to you. Let's welcome all those who have come for the very first time. This dialogue, now 10 years strong, brings together a cross-section of stakeholders, social partners, to confront our development challenges, forge consensus, and inspire collective action. I wish to express profound appreciation to our partners, the OECS Commission, the World Bank, the University of the West Indies, and all those who have worked with us over the past decade. This dialogue has become a vital platform where ideas converge, partnerships are forged, and solutions for our region take shape. We are especially proud to have used this platform to showcase budding entrepreneurs, connect with talent across our region and diaspora, and to give our youth a voice. I highly commend the GRD Planning Committee for their dedication and invite them to stand and be recognized. All members of the GRD Planning Committee, if you're in the room, please stand so you can be recognized. Let's put our hands together for the Planning Committee. I also thank Team ECCB led by Karen Williams and Sybil. Karen and Sybil, are you in the room? Also working. And supported by colleagues across the bank for delivering this dialogue. They worked exceptionally hard, they're very passionate, and we want to record our gracious thanks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are navigating a period of profound global disruption. As we survey the global scene, Bob Marley's song resonates. So much trouble in the world. Wars, climate shocks, technological disruption, and fragile supply chains are reshaping the global economy. In real time, a conflict thousands of miles away has come to our shores by pushing up oil prices above $100 per barrel, raising electricity costs, food prices, and fiscal pressures at home. According to the IMF World Economic Outlook, April 2026, global growth is now projected at 3.1% in 2026 and 3.2% in 27. That's what you're seeing on screen. While in Latin America, growth is projected at 2.3% and 2.7% respectively. In our currency union, growth is projected at 3.3% in 2026 and 3.3% in 2027. Colleagues, that is not transformation. That is maintenance. And maintenance will not secure our future. And that is precisely why the big push is not optional. It is imperative. The big push sets an ambition of 7% annual growth over the next decade. But we must confront a quieter challenge. Our populations are not growing. They are shrinking. This means fewer workers, lower output, and greater pressure on those of us who remain. And since we cannot grow by sheer numbers, we must grow by productivity. We must become a high productivity, talent-driven economy. This requires managed talent mobility, attracting, integrating, and retaining skilled people from our diaspora and beyond, thereby moving from a brain drain to a brain gain. It means we must grow differently. We must grow smarter. We must grow faster. Now here's the good news. Our EC dollar remains strong with a current backing approaching 99%. Yes, you should applaud for that. That was last week. This update is about Monday. We're now at 99%. This July, we will celebrate the 50th years of stability under the peg. That stability is our foundation. But the big push will determine our future: stagnation or transformation. I now want to offer you 3 key messages to frame my remarks. First, we must act now. For development delayed is development denied. In a world of constant shocks, hesitation and inaction carry real costs. Delay compounds stagnation and over time leads to decline. Second, we must shift from vulnerability to value. Across every sector, food, energy, and tourism, we must move up the value chain. And third, we must scale through collective action. No country, institution, or sector can do this alone. Transformation requires coordinated and sustained execution at scale. Now, every day, we face a choice. Next slide, please. To curse the darkness or light a candle. The big push is our fire. Oh, I hope you're feeling it in your bones, because I'm feeling it real hot. The big push is our fire. It ignites action. It aligns effort. It delivers transformation at scale. Now, the big push has 7 theaters of transformation, and I'm going to touch them very briefly. Now, let me say this. This is not a list of aspirations. It is a coordinated transformation agenda already underway. Food and nutrition security. We import nearly 90% of the food we consume at a cost of more than $2 billion every year. That is not just a food bill, colleagues. It is a vulnerability bill paid every time the world is disrupted. Every external shock, whether supply chain disruption or price hikes, hits our plates and our pockets. We must change that. Our goal is clear. Reduce the food import bill by 25% through climate-smart agriculture and stronger regional shipping. Food must be produced regionally and must be moved regionally. And we must not ignore nutrition. Oh, yes. Welcome for those of you who have just joined the party. And we must not ignore nutrition, thank you, because 8 out of 10 deaths in our region are caused by non-communicable diseases, heart disease, hypertension, diabetes, and so on. So that food security is not just about availability. It is about affordability, resilience, and health. Second, now, energy security. Nearly 90% of our energy comes from imported fossil fuels. That means our economies remain exposed to global price volatility that we do not control. When oil prices rise, as they have now, everything rises. Electricity, business costs, airfares, food, fertilizer, and fiscal pressure on our governments. That exposure we simply can no longer afford. It is not sustainable, and frankly, it is not acceptable. Yet the opportunity before us is immense. Regional technical assessments suggest that there are several gigawatts of geothermal potential and hundreds of megawatts of wind potential across the Eastern Caribbean. Here at the ECCB, a megawatt or 1 megawatt solar plant, which you saw when you drove in this morning, currently saves the bank almost $2 million annually. And I'm immensely proud to confirm that this dialogue, as we speak, is powered by solar PV. It is an example where we simply did not cross the darkness. Outside hot. It's hot. It's so hot. We lit a candle through that project that is now saving us $2 million every year and powering this conference. And frankly, powers us every day. I commend the government of Dominica on the imminent launch of its 10-megawatt geothermal plant. I also commend the government of St. Kitts and Nevis and the Nevis Island Administration on the signing of the agreement for the drilling of its production and reinjection wells. Very encouraging developments, and we must now scale. Through the Resilient Renewable Energy Infrastructure Investment Facility, in partnership with the World Bank, our member countries, and others, we will accelerate the transition to clean, reliable energy. So this is a live project that we are already beginning to implement. Energy security is not optional. It is economic security, and it is resilience. Theater number 3, trade, logistics, and connectivity. Across the ECCU, we face a fundamental paradox. We are politically integrated, but economically fragmented. That contradiction is costing us growth. It is often cheaper to import from outside the region than to trade within it. That is not just inefficient, folks. It is unacceptable. Our biggest barrier is not distance. It is disconnection. When people and goods move easily and affordably, markets deepen, businesses expand, opportunities multiply, and growth accelerates. And that is why we must invest in regional transport systems, air connectivity, maritime connectivity, modern ports, and digitized trade platforms. So you're going to like to hear what we're planning on, but I'll leave that big reveal for another day and for one of the prime ministers to announce. Without connectivity, there's no integration. Without integration, there is no scale. The big push demands we fix this decisively. 4, digital transformation. So we're working through the 7 theaters of the big push. Nearly half of our population is not meaningfully participating in the digital economy. This is not just a digital gap. It is a growth gap, and we must change that. Our digital agenda will focus on universal broadband, digital skills, AI-enabled services, and cybersecurity. Digital access must become digital opportunity, and digital opportunity must result in economic empowerment. 5, financial inclusion and wealth creation. Financial literacy stands at 12 out of 20. This means that on average, our citizens correctly answer just over half of basic questions on saving, investing, debt, and interest. And the outcome is clear. Only 1 in 25%, 4% of our population, participates as investors in our securities market. This is not inclusion, it's exclusion, and we must change that. We must move from savers to investors, thereby broadening ownership of wealth across our communities and our countries. And you've heard us on that for the last couple of years, and we'll continue to do that. Our response is action. We are expanding the partial credit guarantee program, which has already supported small businesses to the tune of 300 guarantees valued at $30 million. We are advancing digital IDs, retail bonds. Grenada was a pilot in 2025. And the CARICOM payment and settlement system, CAPS, enabling real-time, low-cost, cross-border payments in local currencies. We're going to be a pilot. We pilot it with 3 other central banks. So 4 of us will make that pilot. Because financial inclusion must lead to financial empowerment. And financial empowerment must lead to wealth creation. 6, tourism 2.0, from volume to value. Growth in tourism will not come from more visitors alone. It will come from greater value per visitor. A modest increase in daily spending can generate millions in additional revenue without a single new arrival. Now hear me clearly. I'm not saying no more tourists. I'm saying we have to get more out of the tourists. We have to get a bigger bang from that investment. We must make a decisive shift to high-value, sustainable tourism, eco, wellness, agro, and heritage experiences, digital tourism platforms, market diversification. And again, I repeat, we must stop chasing arrivals and start maximizing revenue. I want to tell you something. If we're going to do this big push, we're going to have to bring our energy. Yeah? Mind, body, spirit, hands, and feet. That's why I like to see the young people in the room, because you all bring your energy, right? Nothing moves in life. Absolutely nothing moves without energy. So bring it. Turn to your neighbor and say, bring it. Number 7, human capital development. Our people are our greatest asset. Yet we face skills gaps, youth unemployment, and outward migration. We must invest in our people and reconnect with our diaspora. We must pursue a comprehensive human capital strategy, including STEM and technical training. And some of you know we do a STEM camp every year for 1 month in partnership with Taiwan, targeting our high schoolers. And it has been so far so good. Our commitment is 500 every year for the next 5 years. This year will be our 3rd year. If you're not on board, get on board, start planning for the summer. Upskilling and reskilling. ECU Skill Migrants Program. Regional Health Centers of Excellence. Digital health and telemedicine. Because some of the diaspora want to come home, but they're worried about the healthcare system. So we have to address that to make sure we can bring that talent home. At least, if not all of the time, part of the year. Because at the heart of the big push is a simple truth. Resilience is about people. Transformation is about people. Growth is about people. That is what this dialogue is all about. Talent is our most valuable export, but it must now become our greatest investment at home. I want to make clear that these 7 theaters, which I went through very quickly, constitute one strategy. They're not 7 silos. They are interconnected. Food reduces imports, energy lowers costs, connectivity unlocks trade, digital drives productivity, finance fuels enterprise, tourism earns foreign exchange, and human capital sustains it all. The Monetary Council, in endorsing the big push in February, said to the central bank, we want you to give particular focus on the first 4 pillars of the big push. Food security, energy security, connectivity and logistics, and financial deepening and inclusion. And we are on it. We're doing just that, but we're looking for partners and partnerships. This is not a menu of options. It is a system for transformation where progress in one area accelerates progress in all. I now conclude. The big push demands bold leadership, relentless execution, and deep collaboration. At this juncture in our history and in the global affairs, we cannot afford incrementalism. Because in a fast-changing world, standing still means falling behind. Yes, standing still means falling behind. Yes, there's trouble in the world. But there's also opportunity if we act with urgency and unity. The opportunity to act, the opportunity to collaborate, the opportunity to transform. If you truly believe in this transformation, say with me, big push. Big push. I want to hear you louder, big push. Big push. Louder still, big push. Big push. The big push is our fire. Everybody needs to get consumed by this fire so that we can light this place ablaze and transform this region that we love so dear. And so I leave you with my oft-quoted anthem. As a region, we cannot change our history. Nor can we change our geography. We can't do anything about slavery and colonialism. They're facts. But we can accelerate and elevate our development trajectory through innovation and collective action. So, colleagues, as you engage in this dialogue this week, let us move from discussion to delivery, from potential to performance, from shared sacrifice to shared progress, to shared prosperity. I thank you, God bless you, and may He crown our efforts with tremendous success.